Here's more wrestling news for May 14th, 2022, and your headlines for this afternoon include Alberto Del Rio once again in trouble after recent actions at wrestling event in Mexico. WWE believes recently released NXT superstar is heading to AEW. Top champion in WWE is encouraged to wrestle less. Are they the next Roman Reigns? Latest on Charlotte Flair's hiatus. When is she expected back in WWE? AEW star to join Impact Wrestling's Jess Mckay in upcoming action film. What does WWE really have planned for the Money in the Bank ladder match winners at WrestleMania 39? AEW Double or Nothing 2022 has already made history. What happened after Smackdown went off the air? Tammy Sytch heading back to jail after having bail revoked, and more. We're kicking off with Alberto Del Rio, who is a highly controversial figure in wrestling. It wasn't too long ago that Del Rio was looking at serious jail time and charges of kidnapping and assault, though this case was later dropped, but now the former WWE World Champion is making headlines again. At a recent event in Mexico, there was a backstage incident with Del Rio at the May 7th KAOZ show in Monterrey after Alberto showed up late. When Del Rio arrived at the arena at 3 p.m., 2 hours later than planned, promoter Alonso Botello told security not to let the former superstar in, saying he had been disrespected. Del Rio's brother, El Hijo de Dos Caras, defended his brother, accusing the promoter of just doing this to look good to the camera crew there, and said that he was being disrespectful. Dos Caras claimed that Alberto hadn't been told when to show up, and eventually he was let into the building and competed on the show. Compared to other incidents, this isn't the worst trouble Alberto has been in, but the former WWE champion continues to bring trouble wherever he goes. Now, last month, WWE released a total of 10 superstars from NXT, with Dakota Kai, Harland, and Dexter Lumis all being cut by the company. Everyone released will have to wait 30 days until they can work for another promotion, but one former superstar's future may already be assured. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it's reported that WWE believes Malcolm Bivens will join AEW when he has the chance, and that this has been the general consensus for some time, even long before his release. Bivens had reportedly made it clear last year that he planned on leaving, but re-signed when offered a role as part of the Diamond Mine. For what it's worth, Bivens recently said during a stand-up show that he considers himself done with pro wrestling, at least for the time being. AEW is already home to plenty of ex-WWE stars, and Bivens would make a great addition to their roster, but whatever the case, both sides will have to wait until his non-compete expires on May 29th first. For the past week, we've reported on Roman Reigns and how the Tribal Chief is going to be competing less thanks to his lucrative new contract. That means that fans will see less undisputed WWE Universal Championship matches, but there may soon be another champion who steps in the ring less. On his drive-thru podcast, Jim Cornette discussed Ronda Rousey, the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and encouraged her to take a page from Reigns' playbook. "I don't know any match you could build in the next 3 months with Ronda and anybody that would mean as much as some type of big score settler when Charlotte comes back from her broken arm, so she's gotta stay babyface for so long. Maybe Ronda just doesn't wrestle a lot, and that probably wouldn't hurt things either." Cornette said that since fans know Rousey is a legitimate fighter, it'll be hard for WWE to have her compete regularly, as she'll quickly work through the SmackDown roster. On last night's show, Ronda faced Raquel Rodriguez in an open challenge, and we'll have to see how Rousey fares as the top woman on SmackDown. Rousey captured the SmackDown Women's Championship from Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania Backlash, and it was reported after that the Queen had suffered a fracture to the radius during their I Quit match. This storyline injury is to give Flair time off, as she plans to marry Andrade El Idolo soon, and now we have a better idea about her schedule. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it's reported that Flair is expected to be back over the summer and will enter a program with Rousey upon her arrival. It was also noted that Flair and Andrade will tie the knot during Memorial Day weekend, which is May 30th, and when you factor in the honeymoon, Flair won't be back for some time. Whether Rousey is still SmackDown Women's Champion when Flair returns, only time will tell, but don't expect the Queen on any programming for at least the next few months. Over to AEW now, as Brian Pillman Jr. is making a name for himself as part of the Varsity Blondes and has now landed himself a role in an upcoming movie. On Twitter, the second-generation wrestler announced that he's been cast in the upcoming film The Charisma Killers, which will be an action flick focusing on a mentor and his cult of 7 killers. This is the same film that Impact Wrestling's Jesse Mckay was recently cast in, and it's fitting that the son of the late Brian Pillman Sr. has gone from a varsity blonde to a Hollywood blonde. Back to WWE next, as WrestleMania 38 is still a relatively recent event, but plans are already coming together for next year's Showcase of the Immortals. That's according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, who revealed this when reporting on the new rules for the Money in the Bank ladder matches. In a recent commercial for the July Premium Live event, it was said that the 2 ladder match winners will get the chance to headline WrestleMania rather than the guaranteed title match at a time of their choosing. The Observer reports that while WWE has their 2 main events already locked down for WrestleMania 39, neither match includes the planned winners of the upcoming Money in the Bank ladder matches. If so, it's certainly unusual that WWE has repeatedly aired this commercial if they don't plan on having the ladder match winners headline WrestleMania as advertised. There's no confirmation on who will headline WrestleMania 39, but rumored matches include Ronda Rousey vs. Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns vs. The Rock, but whoever holds the briefcase on July 2nd, they won't be headlining next April, no matter what WWE says. On May 29th, AEW will hold their annual Double or Nothing event, with the card for the upcoming pay-per-view coming together. With CM Punk's first world title match in over 9 years, it's no wonder why the show has been moving a ton of tickets, and Double or Nothing 2022 will truly be a history-making event. As reported in the Wrestling Observer, AEW Double or Nothing will end up with a gate around 1.2 million, the largest gate in the history of professional wrestling outside of WWE. In addition to the Punk Hangman Page match, the show will also see the finals of both Owen Hart tournaments in what is already proven to be a wildly successful show for AEW weeks before the doors even open. Back to WWE, as last night's Smackdown was the first episode of the Blue Brand after WrestleMania Backlash, but ended up being a bad night for Happy Corbin. During the show, Corbin used the Andre the Giant trophy to attack Madcap Moss, but had the smirk removed from his face after the show. Competing in a post-SmackDown Dark match, Corbin was demolished by Bobby Lashley, who delivered multiple spears to send the crowd home happy. It's believed that the Corbin-Moss feud will continue, presumably with a match at Hell in a Cell, and while he got the upper hand during the show, the happy one wasn't smiling after facing the Almighty. And we're ending today with the Tammy Sytch case, as the former WWF diva is heading back to jail. Sytch was in court yesterday to determine whether her $227,000 bond should be revoked after she posted bail last Saturday, the day after being arrested. The prosecution argued that Sytch has 3 prior DUI convictions and has never had a Florida driver's license, despite driving in the Sunshine State. The judge determined to revoke Sytch's bond, arguing that there is no reasonable way for the public to keep safe from Sytch and her actions other than for her to remain in jail at this time. Now Sytch will be heading back behind bars as she awaits her trial for a total 9 charges against her, including DUI manslaughter, driving with an invalid license, and 7 counts of property or person damage. Sytch's next court date related to this case will be on May 31st, when she has her official arraignment in Volusia County Court, and this isn't even the only legal battle the Hall of Famer is facing. Sytch is also expected to be in court in New Jersey on the 26th after being arrested in February for DUI, reckless driving, and other offenses, and we'll keep following Sytch's situation as more details are made available. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.